Twin flame danger zone. Don't fall into this twin flame trap. I've experienced this, and I know many others that have experienced it as well. And I'm going to share with you today exactly what I'm talking about so that you can see, catch this, and avoid it at all cost. And welcome back to my channel. I'm Breann, a Master Certified Ascension Coach with Twinflame's Universe. And if this is the first video of mine that you are finding, and welcome to my channel. I've been in Harmonious Twinflame Union with my twin flame for 4 years now. We are married, and everything that we have attained and manifested in our lives today and our togetherness is a result of applying the teachings of union and the mirror exercise. And we are coaches, and we share everything that we've learned for the purpose of helping you on your journey. So you sit back and relax. I got a good video for you today. So the twin flame danger zone, what am I even talking about? It's very simple. You know that if you're watching this video, you're more than likely watching other twin flame content, and we all are very well aware of the journey of twin flames and what that entails, which is self-love. You know that if you're experiencing separation from your twin flame, should be very clear by now, if you've been watching twin flame content or Googling twin flames, that it's a journey of self-discovery. It is a healing journey, an inner healing journey. And if you didn't know that, well, now you know. It's an inner healing journey, and it's essentially coming home to oneself, doing your inner healing work, identifying those, some people call it shadow selves, within oneself, and really just loving yourself through the process. And that's a very basic foundation of what the journey is in itself. But in that, and here's the danger zone, is you want to be very careful that you hear that and you know that. We all know it, right? On some level, meaning the journey is loving yourself and self-discovery, healing yourself. But you want to be careful to not take that and put it in a box and say, okay, now I've got it all figured out. Did you get that there, right? I'm going to repeat it one more time. Taking the self-love, the act of self-love and the act of healing oneself, walking the inner path and journey, and thinking, oh, now I've got it all figured out. Good to go. I'm just going to keep watching videos. I'm going to keep, loving myself where I need to love myself, and I got this one in a bag. You want to be very careful about that, because one of the biggest lessons that I've learned on my journey is one of humility and remaining humble. And I've seen, being a live student of Twinflame's Universe, I joined the classes in 2017, and throughout my time as a student, I would see other students come in, not all of them, but some of them, lessons learned. And those lessons learned that I would see, someone would come in and they would think that they finally had it all figured out. Oh, I just love myself. I've got this one handled. I'm good to go. And off they would go, meaning they would shoot off in another direction. And that lack of humility, that lack of humbleness in one's heart, you essentially shut yourself off to learning and growing any further. And so once we think that we've got it all figured out, that is a danger zone, because we don't have it all figured out. We have, our consciousness is evolved to a certain level. Your consciousness is evolved to a certain level, but there will always be deeper layers for us to go. There will always be, our reality mirroring something to us in a place where we can heal. And I can just share a little bit about my experience. Just as I said that I was a live student of Twinflame's Universe, and I've also always had a coach. Even, 4 years plus into this, my twin flame and I, just had a coaching session with our coach this morning. And what our coach does is they help us to identify those places of separation using the mirror exercise that we may have overlooked and not caught in our consciousness. And, in between the weeks, whenever I'm not, between my coaching sessions, what am I doing? I'm constantly evolving my consciousness. And how do I do that? Well, my favorite go-to, because it's something that's supported me in manifesting my harmonious union and shown me the way to do that, is I watch a class. And what the classes do is they raise your vibration to that of HTFU. I'm sorry, Harmonious Twinflame Union. That's what we call HTFU. So every time you watch a class, you're healing with the class. You are healing with the other students. And it is a uplifting of your vibration. And the more that you watch them, the more that your consciousness is cleansed and carved out and honed and refined to the vibration of Harmonious Twinflame Union. I love to read A Course in Miracles. I love to sometimes, read through the Bible. Sometimes I love to look at Yogananda, the SRF teachings, right? These are all things that I love to do to support me in evolving my consciousness, because as divine beings, we're always going to be learning. We're always going to be growing. There's never going to be a time in all of eternity when we finally have every single thing figured out. We're always going to be learning. And our highest teacher is God. God is the only one that is all-knowing. And God will forever continue to expand and evolve and grow and change and upgrade. And it is God that will always be showing us the way and teaching us something new. All right. And so, it's keeping your consciousness open and willing to learn, and being, also too, like, let's say if you're moving through a state of separation and you know of those that have manifested what it is that you desire, maybe considering logically that they have something there that they can support you with and that they can show you, some way that they can help you evolve in your consciousness where, you've not yet evolved to. And just having that continuous, that heart of openness and humility, that makes for a star student and someone that's really going to manifest all of their dreams and desires. Like, let's say, and just throw it on an example here. Let's say if you want to be a lawyer. I've probably even said this in my videos before, but let's say you want to be a lawyer. Well, you're not going to go to a bakery school, or you're not going to go to, you're going to go to law school, right? If you want a law degree, the next logical step is to go to law school. Why? Because going to law school, you're going to be taught. You're going to go through the proper studies to show you how to cultivate and learn how to have that law degree. And I know they have a bar, which is a huge test that law students have to take, to become a lawyer. And so it's essentially the same with Harmonious Twinflame Union. Well, where do you see Harmonious Twinflame Unions being birthed and popping out from? Well, Twinflame's universe. Unless you know of something different, so far this is the only thing that I've seen that actually manifest Harmonious Twinflame Unions. And so in you desiring your Harmonious Twinflame Union, well, why not apply and learn what it is that the teachings of union is what it's called. The teachings of union shows you how to cultivate a deep relationship with God, self, and twin flame, right? And so we all know that, there's prayer, there's spending time with God, but the really nitty gritty, which is cleansing and evolving your consciousness back into its perfect state of oneness with God, that is something that is so simple, yet when we're experiencing separation and ego, consciousness, it can feel like the most difficult thing ever. So ultimately, the teachings of union, it's a lesson in love. It really just shows you how to have a divine relationship with yourself, which manifests in a divine, harmonious relationship with your twin flame. So all in all, if you ever find yourself feeling because I've caught myself doing this too before. It's a normal and natural thing that we do as humans. But if you catch yourself, oh, I got it all figured out, I'm good to go, I'm gonna go over here and I'm just gonna do my thing and I'm gonna get the results. Well, be careful in that. Just check yourself and make sure that you're not cutting yourself off to learning further knowledge or expanding your consciousness. Yes, the baseline is heal, right? But there can be some sneaky ways that ego can creep in into your consciousness. And one way that I've seen, just another example here before we close out, is someone feeling like, okay, I know this journey is self-love and it's self-discovery, so I'm going to put a wall up with my twin flame and I'm going to go over heal and I'm going to go over here and heal, and they need to go over there and heal. All right, that in itself automatically is a block. Why? Because your twin flame is you. And so there's no walls that you need to put up between you and your twin flame. Now, don't get that confused with a boundary. And let's say if you're experiencing moments in your union, wherever you're at, whatever stage you're in, and you feel that you need to just have some alone time to process your feelings, placing a loving boundary is absolutely appropriate. There's nothing wrong with that. But being careful with not a place of there's intentions behind it, right? Well, they need to go heal, so I've got a wall and I'm going to heal, right? There's a different energy behind that versus I really just need to spend some time with myself. I've got a lot of feelings to process, and that's really just loving of me and my twin flame and just being honest with where I'm at. That is totally, that's humble and that is appropriate. You can feel the different energies in that. But if you're putting a wall up with your twin flame, you're essentially seeing them as separate from you. And you can see like that's just one sneaky way that ego can creep in and want to fester in that separation. And you're not ego, right? Ego's just a consciousness that we're all resolving from within ourselves. All right, so don't fall into this trap. And if you resonate with what I've shared here, just simply make a new choice, right? Choose to have a humble heart. Choose humility, and that choice immediately sets you right on the right track. All right, just it's as simple as that. Just, oh, I acknowledge that maybe I felt that way before, and I choose to have a heart of humility. I choose to remain open to learning and growing and expanding my consciousness, and all is well. All right. And one more thing too is that as long as you are choosing to have a heart of humility, your twin flame will too. Remember, another thing, they're not separate from you. Whatever you choose in love, your twin flame automatically aligns to you in that place because you share a consciousness. And love is the most powerful energy. And so anytime you make a choice of love, your twin flame automatically there with you. And that's why you have the power to manifest your harmonious union, because when you choose it, it is yours, and you're simply working the process of that unfolding. So don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.